Listen, your career does not have to be your purpose. I come from a background of teaching, and for teachers and for other service or care professionals where you're helping people and you're giving to people, a lot of times those workers feel like their career and their purpose are one in one. And this might be true, but it doesn't mean it's always true, and it doesn't mean it's forever true. As an example, a teacher might say, okay, I'm destined to teach kids, I'm destined to make an impact in the lives of young people. A nurse might say, I'm destined to provide health care to patients. A doctor might say, I'm destined to provide health care for patients. Or a social worker might say, I'm destined to help families and help individuals. And so if that's your calling, then you go with it. And it's great. Where the problem arises is that sometimes these care and service providers get so caught up in the role that their identity becomes the role. So who they are as a person becomes teacher. Who they are as a person becomes doctor, nurse, etc., etc. And they can't see outside of that. And so why this becomes a problem is if for any reason that person decides they are no longer fulfilled in that role or they don't enjoy it or they want to try something new, they have a really hard time even taking action to look for other opportunities and consider what might be possible because that's all they've ever known. They've only ever known being a teacher, being a doctor, being a nurse, etc. And so they don't know who they are outside of that role and they don't know the things that they would do outside their role because their identity is caught up in it. And they feel like if they were to walk away from that role, then they would be like abandoning their purpose. But I'm here to tell you that that's not true because your purpose is attached to you, the being, you, the person. So, whatever your name is, your purpose is attached to you. My name is Natalie, and my purpose is within Natalie, not Natalie as the teacher, Natalie as the person. And once you realize that your purpose is attached to you, it gives you freedom to explore different careers, different opportunities, different passions, different goals, and also understand that there might be seasons. So you might explore one career or opportunity for a season and then switch to something else and evolve over time because we're allowed to evolve, we're allowed to grow, and it allows you to be able to change your mind. And we come from a society where, especially if you're in your 30s or up, you really came from a society where your parents expected you to stick with one main career. They actually encouraged it. They wanted you to graduate university or college, find a good job, stay there till retirement, be grateful for the job, and that's kind of it. But that was really their generation, and it doesn't have to be our generation. And in fact, it's really not. We're seeing that in the world today, there are so many possibilities for career changes, industry changes, field changes, for entrepreneurship, for collaborations, for content creation, for influencing. There is just so much. And anything you want to do, most likely YouTube can help you get started. We would have never imagined some of the jobs that exist today, maybe 10 or 20 years ago. Like the fact that influence marketing and content creation is not just a viable career option, but it is a thriving option for some people. Who would have imagined that 20 years ago? And if that's your calling, whatever your calling is, you go for it. And I just want you to know like there are so many options available to you. And so a lot of times people might want to pursue other things, but they're afraid to step out because whatever the career is, that's all they know. And they spend all this time and money going to school for that one particular thing. So they almost feel like guilty to abandon the career that they work so hard for, especially because in the public eye, these careers are regarded very highly. If you're a teacher or a nurse, you're regarded really highly in society. People always applaud those service types of jobs because they understand how much it takes out of you. And I think that it's important to know you can be influential in any role. You don't have to be a teacher or a nurse or a specific recognized profession or a specific recognized professional. You can achieve your purpose and impact wherever you go because whatever the innate skills and talents are that you have within you, as long as you use those to help and serve others, whether directly or indirectly, that is how you create an impact and that is how you activate your purpose. And so I want you to think about the ways that you can take action on the different callings and interests, passions and pursuits that are in your head. I want you to go deep in your heart and I want you to think about what are the things that I enjoy? What do I want to try? What's something I wanted to do when I was younger and I never took it seriously? And what would it look like to try to do that right now? What could possibly happen? And what's the best case scenario that could happen if it all went well and I was able to step into it? I just want you to start there. And, there's more to it, but we'll start with step 1. And if you want to dig deeper, then feel free to send me a message. But just start by dreaming. What are the possibilities? Because I promise you that purpose, fulfillment, joy, and meaning in life is out there for anybody to access. Until next time, continue to serve yourself, your loved ones, and your communities from a full cup.